All right, hey, welcome to AC Flora High School. This is Richland Post 215 against Richland Post 215, gray and blue. I have to actually set the focus so that it's somewhere close to the pitcher, so that's why it's going to look a little weird right now. I have music playing in the background because they're playing music. On the pitcher's mound. That sounds really terrible. Hold on. I gotta figure out what that is making that sound. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, somehow it's the music that I'm playing. Oh, unless I have something else on. Hold on. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so I need to try to see if I can get this remote camera working. Alex is here.
Hello, I'm back.
Yeah. All right, so do I even have this camera on? Might have to add a camera.
Do you know if they have the lineups up there?
So one of the lineups was right there. The other one may have been texted to us just recently.
Okay, I'll check. I know I saw something. I didn't know if it was a lineup or not.
Oh, it might have just been the roster.
I thought it was a roster. I say I had to get the rosters going. It's been a very hectic weekend for me.
Yeah. All right, so the music's playing. Actually, they stopped playing music here. Oh, all right. Okay, so let me switch to field camera.
Everybody, and first off, happy Memorial Day to all of you. And if we can, before we get started with everything, if we could take a moment of silence and ask the gentlemen to take your hats off and take a moment of silence for the freedoms that we have and the ability to even be out here and enjoy such a great thing like this, not only tonight, but obviously this whole season as we think about all the sacrifices that the men and the women have made for us to be able to have this great night. So if we could, for just a few seconds here, we have a moment of silence and all of those honors who made those sacrifices so we could have these freedoms. Thank you. My name is Matt Young, and it's an honor to be here, to be involved in the 2023 Richland Post 215 AAA baseball season. It is, I like people that always talk about doing things, but only a few actually do them. It takes a lot of effort to do things. It takes a lot of work. And when you talk about that, when you talk about enthusiasm and passion and putting the effort to it and not just talking about it, but actually doing it, you're talking about Chris Dorsey and the staff that he's put together. He has always been a champion for young men to be able to develop themselves both on the field and off the field. And obviously this season is going to be nothing but another testament to that. So with that being said, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you all the creator of all of this, and that's Chris Dorsey.
Wow. Last year in April, I sat there on my back porch. April was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Man, the kids are leaving, empty nester, what are we going to do?" She goes, "You better find something to do." And I'd always wanted to get Legion baseball back to Columbia, because American Legion is where I started way back in the day. It was so much fun to play, because it starts as your community. You're playing with your friends and your rivals of different teams. And it's just amazing to get out there and compete against other teams. You guys are going to see a lot of good teams out there and a lot of good players in communities like in Florence and stuff like that, or Rock Hill, in some of these rural areas outside like in Orangeburg. They can't afford to play travel ball. They just can't afford it. I mean, who can't afford $8,000 to $10,000 a summer playing? So what we did is I wanted to go out and make sure that we could get these kids in the community to play. We wanted to be, playing competitive baseball. And I tell you what, I read something the other day. Michael Jordan said, they asked him, they said, "What's the greatest championship you ever had?" And I was shocked when he said this, but he said, when I was 14 years old, playing in Babe Ruth baseball, he was the MVP, and they won the state championship in North Carolina. And I thought that was absolutely amazing. But if I look back on my life, some of my greatest brothers, and I still have to this day, are guys that I played with in high school and on Legion teams and on my college teams. And that's what it's all about. So you guys are going to be on a great run this summer, and they're going to be able to meet friends from other schools, and they'll have these friends for life that they would have never met in their life. So people want to bash travel ball. You get on Twitter and you see all these coaches out there, and they're bashing travel ball, saying, yeah, they don't know how to, they're not mad when they lose. They're just getting a ring on the weekends. And nobody wants to have a solution for that. They just want to bash. But we found a solution for it. We have found a real solution for competitive baseball for nothing. We're not going to do anything to play baseball out here. Now, we do appreciate fundraising, so we don't ask for money, but if y'all want to give it, we'll take it. And if you want to give $10, that's fine. If you want to give $5,000, that's fine. We'll take anything you got, because it does cost a lot of money to run this thing. And Big Red Box, always be promoting, right? Big Red Box, my company, has stepped up and paid for some of this, and I'm proud to do it. But we do need donations, so if y'all want to do that, you can see people out front. But I mean, if you don't have it, don't worry about it. Let's have some fun at the park again. I go to some high school games, and parents in the crowd, it's almost like they're rooting against their other teammates internally. It's like, I want him to fail so my son can look good. Winners want everybody to be good. They don't care. They want their players on their team to be better than them. They want to be better than them, but they want them to be good. It's a rising tide lifts all ships with this. So out here, let's all the parents, let's root for the other players. I mean, I don't need you screaming and hollering, but let's root for everybody, okay? And really root for the guys. And as far as playing time's concerned, parents, we don't talk to any parents about playing time. All the communication is going to be through the coaches and the kids about playing time. And if you've got any problems like with safety or anything like that, or transportation, y'all are on the group me, and y'all can deal with the team dads, Monty Lafitte, Steven Johnson, and Gary Moore on the senior team. So we like to teach that, because the best high school programs, the parents doesn't call the coach and talk to them about playing time. It just doesn't happen. So we want to run it like that. So let me tell you a quick story about the journey that I went on this to get this field. So last year we played at Heathwood Hall, and about 3 weeks ago, they said that we couldn't rent their field. They reneged on me and said I had it, and then they said they couldn't have it. And I called every school in the area. Hammond, my kids went to Hammond. They couldn't do it. Cardinal Newman, Heathwood, Ben Lippen, all the other high schools, and there was only one guy that stepped up and kept coming to me saying, I want you on my field. I want the Legion team to play here. And it was kind of a shocker to a lot of parents because they thought that maybe if Coach Hallett wanted their kids to go play somewhere else. It was the exact opposite. He wanted to help us. He was the one guy that wanted to help us. Some of the players, when you play for a coach like Coach Hallett, I played for Coach Whipple, I played for Gary Gilmore, I played for some Hall of Fame coaches. And it's funny because a lot of players end up not liking him. And and there's the same thing that happened with Coach Whipple, who's a legendary coach, just won his 6th state championship. He's doing it for 40 years. Coach Gary Gilmore has the same problem. Leo DeRocher said it best. What's the best way to manage? You keep the 12 guys that like you away from the 12 guys that hate you. But what it is if you buy in, and this, I want this program to be ran like this too. If you buy in and you're not playing right now, or if you're not playing the position you want, or not getting enough innings, don't quit. Stay with us. Stay with us, okay? Cream rises to the top, all right? I was the littlest guy on my team at one point when I played, and then I was the best player on my team at one point. So I have empathy for the bad players, I mean, not bad players, but guys that aren't really developed yet, because there's some 14 and 15-year-old kids out here that aren't as developed physically as they're going to be by any means. I've seen guys grow a foot in a year. So stay patient with us, kids, and don't quit. Even if you don't, and communicate with your coaches, okay? Communicate with your coaches. If you got a problem, communicate with your coaches. All right, I want to introduce the teams this year. So let's start with the senior team, all right? William Andrews from Ben Lippen High School. Hey guys, come down closer so you don't have to run from the bullpen, please. McLean Arnett, the comeback kid from AC Flora. Carew Bates from AC Flora, headed to College of Charleston to play baseball. Rucker Brannon from Hammond High School, or Hammond School. Rich Best is not here. Hank Collins from AC Flora. Nolan Cook from Dreer. Matthew Davidson from R&E and Newberry College right now currently. Cannon Dorsey from Hammond, Anderson University right now. Charles Flake, AC Flora High School. Caleb Gibson, Dreer, headed to Spartanburg Methodist. Ryan Harrelson, AC Flora. Robert Harrington, headed to Citadel. Colton Jones, Spring Valley. He's not here, I don't think. Austin Laughlin, Cardinal Newman, headed to Walford to play baseball. Grant Loggins, AC Flora High School, headed to pitch for the University of South Carolina Gamecocks. Matthew Moore, Dreer, headed to Coker to play. Andrew Peck from R&D, headed to Newberry to play baseball. Joseph Rebels, Cooper Rebels, headed to Southeastern University to play baseball. Evan Smith, AC Flora. Wyatt Tucker, Spring Valley, headed to Coker to play baseball. And Julian Scott, who is currently on the Spartanburg Methodist baseball team and played at Irmo. All right, now we're going to introduce the players from the Richland Blue team. I want y'all to stand right here so we can get a team picture at the end of this. Thatcher Boffman from Gray Collegiate Academy. Jackson Bennett from Dreer. I know him as Tank. Andrew Botter from Blythewood. Jackson Botter from Blythewood. Nathan Caldwell from Westwood. Paul Choate, AC Flora. Breon Earl, Dreer. Ryan Adger Johnson from Flora. James Lay from Hammond. G.T. Oliver from Cardinal Newman. Micah Ott from Ben Lippen. Miller Peel from Dreer. Hart Rowland from Cardinal Newman. Bowman Rummel from Blythewood. Porter Rummel from Blythewood. Luke Shalcombe, AC Flora. Reed Stewart from Cardinal Newman, and Owen Timmerman from Dreher. Now the goal team. We got some guys out tonight. We'll start with Matthew Andrews from Cardinal Newman, Andrew Blackwell from Blythewood, Caleb Blackwell, Blythewood, Roland Boyd III from Ridgeview, Jack Croft from AC Flora, Hammond, Tucker Harwell, Homeschool, Ryland Knutson from Cardinal Newman, Monty Lafitte, AC Flora, Brewer Lamont from Hammond, Alvin Murray from Ridgeview, Cedric O'Neill from Ridgeview, Lucas Price from AC Flora, Harris Rivers, AC Flora, Grayson Thornton, Cardinal Newman, and Spence West from AC Flora. Can somebody come out here? I want to get a picture of this. You got one? Yeah. Can you get everybody in there? Hey, you guys come in this way. At the end, at the very end. Come in, y'all come in. Okay, center back up. We're going to get a picture for our website. This will be a great picture. I figured we'd never have this whole system together at one time, so this is going to get a picture. Tighten in. Sides, come in. Everybody look this way, please. Hey, you guys come a little bit closer in. Keep coming. Same thing with you guys. Come in some. Hey, one more time. Just squeeze. Everybody squeeze together this way. The outside ends need to come towards us. Come towards each other. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. When you come out, bring it. My podium fell. I'll push it over to Dad. Give me that piece of paper. All right, the American Legion Post couldn't make it tonight. They have a Memorial Day. I want to tell you about the Richland Post 215 Legion Post. It is absolutely incredible. If you ever get a chance, they welcome all guests. It's off kind of over near the Blowfish Stadium. The Firefly Stadium. It's absolutely one of the coolest places. They have a beautiful setup in there. They have so much camaraderie. You're going to hear all our Legion guys at games. They're the loudest you've ever heard. They actually, at our state championship series last year, they had to be told to kind of be quiet. So we were big fans of the 215. They couldn't make it tonight. We usually do a Legion creed before the game, but I'm not going to do it because I'm not in the Legion. I'm not an American Legion guy. All right, so with that, we want to introduce our unbelievable hometown star, Xanda Bose, to sing the national anthem. She is one of my favorite singers. I actually found her kind of like I find a lot of players. I just said, hey, will you come in here and sing for us? She came in my house one time and started singing, and I thought she was the best. So she's out right now trying to make a career out of this, and she's doing a great job too. So let's welcome Xanda Bose to sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad
All right, one more thing before we get started. Actually, two more things. I need to introduce the coaches. So from the blue team, a two-time state champion from AC Flora High School and currently a sales representative. And he actually went to college in Charleston to play baseball. He's the head coach. Jake Lewis, come on down. His assistant coach is one of my favorite players in the history of AC Flora. If you ever saw him play football, I called him the pinball. He was amazing to watch. I still watch his highlights to this day. He worked for me for many years, and we'd sit over there and watch his YouTubes. He's got 2 state championships. One of the most aggressive players to ever play in AC Flora, Schroeder Carlton. And my good friend from Irmo days, he's also has empty nester syndrome, and he wanted to go coach a little league. So I said, I wanted this guy. He pitched at Furman. His son is right now, he's a pitcher at Citadel, and he's just a leader of men and one of my favorite dudes in the world, Chuck Bland. Okay, for the gold team, everybody's All-American. This guy was a 3-year starter and at South Carolina, won a ton of games. He was the man at South Carolina, played 7 years in the minor leagues, got to AAA, and decided to come back and start making some money. He's currently with Merrill Lynch, a quality gentleman. And I tell you, you guys are going to love this guy, and your kids will too, Jack Weinkuhn. We're missing his assistant coach today. He's also a really baseball guy, grizzled baseball guy. He played at Newberry College many years ago. His name's Casey Estridge. You guys will meet him. He's going to be helping Jack with this. So the senior team, obviously I'm going to be coaching the senior team, and I'd like to introduce the best pitching coach in the country, the human rain delay. He actually held a record at NC State. He played for Ray Tanner for appearances. He just came out of the bullpen and throws strikes and challenged hitters. So when he's telling pitchers to do that, he's been there, done that. Mr. Chris Biggs. So we needed some youth on our team. So I went out and recruited the right fielder for the Gamecocks last year, the starting right fielder, the guy that used to hit that ball in big clutch situations in the right field alley and was an unbelievable hitter. And a 3 or 4 year starter at South Carolina, Mr. Andrew Eister. He's going to be helping us out with the senior team. And just before we close out, I want to call Phillips Daniels out here, because Phillips is, if you're looking to have a role model out there in this world, if you're looking for your kids to have a role model, it's funny because a lot of role models you think are older. They're not. They're actually the same age as they are. Phillips was the guy I called last year on April 1st. I said, Phillips, we got to get a team together. He goes, let's do it. And within no time, we had this unbelievable team of really star players. We finished 4th in the state last year, and we literally created this team in 10 days. And it was all the calls and being a community leader like he served. So Phillips is currently at Citadel. He's one of the best players, and Coach Hallett can attest to this. One of the finest men that's ever played for him, and a state champion and a great player. So Phillips is going to say a few words too.
Hey guys, Mr. Chris pretty much covered it all. You know, he just wanted to give an opportunity to these guys and have a good time playing with all their buddies I've grown up playing with. And you know, I was fortunate enough to be part of that team last year that we made a run at it. But yeah, this is awesome to be out here and see all these guys play and having a good time. And man, it's awesome playing at this field, and thank you Coach Hallett for letting them do that. I mean, this is just great that we came from one phone call last year on the back porch to, you know, 50-something guys playing this program. It's really awesome to see. And that's just a testament to Mr. Chris and all he does for these guys. And it'll be a fun summer playing for 215.
All right, all the players that played for AC Flora stand on the field. Everybody else go to their dugouts. At this time, we're going to have Coach Hallett come out here and throw out the first pitch because he's earned it. Over 500 wins, 7 state championships. That's not easy to do. Let's give Coach Hallett some love real quick.
That's it. Let's play ball.
All right, we're back.
Andrew Blackwell.
Beautiful day for some Memorial Day baseball.
Okay, so I'm actually changing the scoreboard right now because.
Oh yes, the gold team is leading off, not the not the blue team. So these are both ours. We host 3 teams. We're gonna host 3 teams this summer. It's Richland, all the 2-5, but it's Richland 2-5 gold AAA, Richland 2-5 blue AAA, and then our senior team, which will be playing tomorrow night here as well. On the mound for the blue is Nathan Caldwell, and he opens the season off with a strike on the outside corner. He will be dealing to Andrew Blackwell for the gold team. Now, you may have heard Caldwell's name before. It's because he's a Westwood product, so AC Flora may have played him a time or 2 in their careers. While Blackwell, not exactly one that we know around, well, not one that we would know personally. He's a Blythewood product, but much younger. Strike in there from Caldwell. Much younger and he wasn't able to play on the varsity team this year from what I saw. Excuse me if I got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure he didn't play on the varsity team this year.
Yeah.
I didn't see him on the stat sheet, so he may have got called up, just not have played. Nice curveball to Caldwell to get the game going. So he may have played, but no. And same thing with his brother Caleb Blackwell, another Blythewood product. But yeah, so same deal with him, another Blythewood product. No one we don't really see around here a lot of AC Flora. They're in 5A, we're in 4A. But I'm sure he's going to be a phenomenal player up and coming. As Caldwell greets him, first pitch curveball, outer part of the zone, strike 1. So a lot of mix in both of these teams as well, which is a lot of fun. You know, got players from all around the
Greater Midlands.
Greater Midlands, Forest Acres area, I'd say. Low, a fastball, ball 1. A lot of players, but this is interesting as well because all of these players are coming back to high school next year. Most of the players in the senior team will not be in high school next year, unlike all of these players. Fastball kicking some dirt up, so 2-1.
And I guess about, a quarter of them are already in college, maybe? Senior team?
From what I heard, he was calling to college from, I'll have to go back and look to actually check the numbers, but he's calling to college for about, I don't know how many players exactly, but
15,
it was most people either going to play college or already in college.
Yeah.
Interesting, inside fastball, didn't get the strike call, maybe a little higher on the letters, but 3-1 the count. So it looks like a lot of the senior team was going to be off playing somewhere next year, but most of these players you could see next year in games around the Midlands for high school. As a 5-pitch walk, Caleb Blackwell provides the first base runner of the year.
Third baseman, Ryland Knudsen.
So Ryland Knudsen, he'll get his crack at Nathan Caldwell. Knudsen. A lot of these players for both of these teams play for Cardinal Newman, kind of more of a pipeline. AC Flora is the main pipeline here, but then Cardinal Newman is a big pipeline as well for especially these 2 teams. First pitch coming in, looked to be a slider, catching the upper part of the zone for strike 1.
I guess a fair number of Dreer players.
There is.
I remember the catcher and first baseman. First baseman's the one that threw like 150-something pitches in 3 days.
Oh, that'll do it.
Remember that Miller Peel?
I did not call a Dreer game, actually. It was the one
No,
team.
it was the Forest Acres Classic. Oh, you weren't at that.
I wasn't at the first game.
Right.
No.
Okay.
The first game I was not able to attend, so I actually didn't see Miller Peel. No.
Okay.
I did all the stats, but yeah, no. Did not see Peel.
Yeah, he pitched really well. But yeah, it was a lot of pitches.
1-1 the count now. High curveball doesn't break, and 2-1 goes the count. But yeah, so this is again Knudsen, Cardinal Newman guy. Only not his best season. .095 average. Not really what you're looking for, but a lot of room as that ball shot to left field. Going back is odd. He's going to find it at the warning track if there was one for the second out. That ball's going to squirt past the cutoff man, but we tracked down in the infield. A long second out. Right as I say Knudsen didn't have the year he wanted, he tried to shoot one out on me. Fortunately for Knudsen, long and hard doesn't make it any better if it's an out. So, Grayson Thornton, the 4-hole hitter for your 2-1-5 gold offense, steps into the dish, the lefty. as Caldwell going to check Blackwell over at first. So Caldwell checks him back, then goes. Player runs, but lined into left field, base hit. Blackwell will stop at second, takes a hard turn, but that ball gets in quickly. Ott doing a nice job corralling it, and there's 2 on, 2 out here. So 2 on, 2 out for Matthew Andrews, the Cardinal Numer product again.
Where does Thornton go to school?
That's what I was looking for. Cardinal Newman. He
Okay.
was a player who didn't really get any play. I did not see him recording that bat for Cardinal Newman. I was just trying to find him.
Yeah. My middle son just graduated. He played at PBL with
Gotcha.
him. His dad coached.
Gotcha. First pitch off speed gets Andrews swinging through a first pitch strike. So nothing in, won the count. But yeah, these 3 right here, Knudsen, Thornton, and Andrews, all went to Cardinal Newman. Andrews had the most experience, which at the dish right now, hitting .238 this year in high school as that pitch. Fastball inside, strike, 0-2. But Andrews had 10 RBIs in the year. I'm not saying not too shabby, you know?
Yeah.
0-2 pitch, outside fastball, unable to find it. 1-2 it goes. So Caldwell, the rising sophomore on the mound, looking to punch out Andrews here. 1-2. Fastball inside, doesn't get the call. Trying to walk back to the dugout, but Blue said that was not way, but a little too inside, even in the count at 2s with 2 outs and 2 on here in the top of the first inning. So 2-2 the count. Caldwell comes home with it. Outside strike, fastball, got him looking on the corner. And that's Caldwell's second strikeout of the inning. And he leaves 2 stranded, and we're scoreless going to the bottom of the first. The blue team's going to come up for the 2-1-5. So, the 2-1-5 blue team now gets to come up for their first time, and the third baseman, Paul Choate. He will start it off for the blue team. He's going to be going against Roland Boyd on the mound for the gold team. So, Roland Boyd, the Ridgeview product. He's going to be a rising sophomore this year, while Choate is part of the AC Florida JV team this year, and he watches a first pitch fastball, stay outside, ball 1, and the bottom of the first is underway. Second pitch going to be in there, outer edge of the zone, 1-1. Boyd against Choate. So Boyd had 15 and 2/3 innings pitched this year as that ball's going to be grounded over to short. Lafitte, long throw over to first. Not in time. Choate beats it out. Speed there from the AC Flora prospect for varsity team. And one hitter, one base runner.
Yeah, Chet's a really good athlete. He's on the football team too. He's on the freshman team. The freshman team and JV team sort of merged for some of the games.
Okay.
But,
Yeah, well,
he's a
Choate,
good receiver.
I say Choate was hitting pretty well at 327 this year, so good start. And now Brian Earl for Dreer will step into the boxes. Boyd will check Choate over at first. But I'll say about Boyd. Boyd's thrown just under 16 innings pitched this past season, but a 6.82 ERA, not ideal for Boyd. And what really kills him is the walks, 37 walks. He's gonna have to limit those here.
And how many innings?
Just under 16, 15 and
Yeah,
2/3.
that's
So
a lot.
yeah, it's not exactly ideal. Now on top of the walks, he also has 22 strikeouts. So take that as you wish. It's a very, I mean, he has 22 strikeouts and about 16 innings, but he also has 37 walks in those 16 innings. So got to find his control, and we're gonna see Earl foul one back, and it's 1-2.
So you're saying he has more walks in 2 innings than Grant had for his season? I think he ended up with 4. He may have had 5.
I don't know. I mean, most likely, yeah.
Something like that.
Almost a great pickoff move over there by Boyd, but Choate able to get his hand back in safely at first. So Earl only got 6 ABs for Dreer, and he had 1 hit with 4 strikeouts. Now Choate is going no throw to second as he strikes out Earl for the first out of the game for the gold team.
It's a big jump by Choate.
Yeah, fan obstructed my view, so I didn't see him taking off.
Yeah.
But so now it's Miller Peel. He'll get his crack at Boyd. Now again, Peel, another Dreer prospect here. His first ball he's thrown is going to be fouled back over the lighting at Falcon Field. Peel, 17.2 innings pitched this year with a 3.17 ERA. Solid on the mound, and he's looking for more opportunities in the field here, especially in the Legion League. Boyd looking to, again, try to limit damage here. He's got a runner on second, and Choate has a massive lead off the bag, but he goes home with it and finds the outside corner. No, he doesn't. Just outside it. Thought he called a strike, but didn't give him the call. So 1-1 now the count with 1 out. Again, Choate has a massive lead. Caleb Blackwell at second trying to hold him, but Miller Peel skies one in the right field. Andrews will come over and make the catch. Choate tags. He's going to go to third. Relay throw, bobbled in the infield, and there's no throw. Choate gets into third standing, but Miller Peel flies out to right for the second out. So now the pitcher, Nathan Caldwell. Talked a little about him in the last half inning because, again, Caldwell played for Westwood. He did pitch, but really where he kind of shined for Westwood was on the at the plate, 286 with a 423 on base percentage. Very hard to keep him off the base pass. However, Boyd, low strike, low inside, but a strike nonetheless. He's ahead 0-1 against the rising sophomore. Second pitch now, Caldwell swinging through an off-speed pitch, fouls it back, but it's 0-2. Caldwell had 3 RBIs all of this past season. Trying for the first one here in his summer campaign. We'll see how it turns out. Boyd trying to find a pitch to throw, and eventually Caldwell now will call for time and step out. Resetting here against Boyd. So 0-2 pitch coming home. Off speed, outside, ball 1. Good eye from Caldwell. That broke late. But Caldwell able to lay off, stay in the at-bat. It's 1-2 with 2 outs, and dangerous first runner over at third. Now the 1-2. Good block from the catcher. That ball caught some dirt. But behind the plate, Cedric O'Neill, able to block that one. Cedric O'Neill, the Richview player. But that ball picked up dirt, so it's 2-2 here against Caldwell. Pitch coming home. High breaking ball, swinging through it. Caldwell, strike 3. And the blue team strands a runner at third. Roland Boyd, 2 strikeouts in the first inning. So we're scoreless after 1. We'll see the second inning of the summer get underway after this.
Designated hitter, Spence West.
So Spence West will get it going here for the gold team in the top of the second inning. Spence, AC Flora JV player as well. Didn't really record an at-bat, but he did pitch about 10 2/3 innings with a 1.31 ERA. However, first at-bat of the summer against Caldwell. We'll see how it goes. Caldwell, high off-speed pitch. Can't find the zone. 1-0. So Caldwell would have a relatively fine inning back in the first. He left 2 stranded with 2 strikeouts. Looking to work off of that as that pitch grounded over to short. Earl kind of waits back on it. Off the bag comes Peel. He's able to make the tag for out 1. Earl wasn't able to deliver on target, but it didn't matter as Peel was able to tag Spence West for the first out. That'll bring up Monty Lafitte, I think? Lafitte. Monty Lafitte, another AC Flora player on the JV team this past season. Caldwell, first pitch, going to be low off the shin guard of Bennett. 1-0. So Lafitte, phenomenal player at the plate, 435 this past season as an average. Second pitch, going to be carved down, foul into the bleachers if we had any over there. But
yeah, the last batter, Spence West.
Yeah.
He's also a really good basketball player, but he's the younger brother of
Chapman West.
Chapman, and his oldest brother Stevens was on AC Flora the year before.
Did he go? Yes, he did. Strike 2. Unable to lay off the high heat was Lafitte.
Yeah, and Stevens played on the American Legion team that made it to Segra Park last year.
Aha. So, the West family, another family of athletes here for AC Flora. Curveball didn't break enough. 2-2.
Yeah, his family connections don't stop.
You have all of them. I feel like you know every player, just in every team. 2-2 pitch, curveball doesn't break enough. High outside, full count now against Lafitte. Lafitte trying to provide a base runner and trying to start Caldwell with a walk here with 1 out. Pitch comes in low, ball 4, and the second walk of the game for the Gold team.
Next up for Richland Gold is the catcher, Cedric O'Neill.
Yeah, and Monty's younger brother is a year older than Asa, so we play against him in PBL and church basketball. And
How did the
stuff
Aces
like
team finish for
They lost the championship game,
jeez.
but Asa, he won the batting title, highest batting average of the season.
I'm telling you, you're wasting that kid's potential. Like, jeez.
Yeah.
Cedric O'Neill, the batter, now swinging through some. I think it's a changeup. It looked to be.
Yeah, it looked like it. And Asa, I mean, I guess you win the batting title, you're expected to make the All-Star team, but yeah, he made the All-Star team. So.
I'm going to tell you for the next year you got me. You're wasting his potential.
Yeah.
So, Caldwell after a pickoff, checking the runner at first. Another pickoff attempt. Lafitte gets back in there, though, safely. But we'll turn to Cedric O'Neill, catcher from Ridgeview and the rising sophomore. Only hit 171 this year, but had 5 RBIs at the plate. So, hit when it counted. Caldwell comes home 0-1, almost hitting O'Neill. That ball did not, though, and it'll even the count at 1s with 1 out in the top of the second inning. So it's kind of cool if you're a Flora fan. You kind of get to see a lot of these JV kids really come in here, and a snapback throw at first. Not in time, though. Lafitte able to slide in safely. The catcher, Bennett.
Yeah, good throw by Tank.
It was a great throw by Tank. Able to kind of snap it back over to first. But Lafitte read it well enough. But I was saying it's kind of cool for a Flora fan. You kind of get to see all these younger kids get an opportunity against some of the older ones. As that ball shot, but just foul to the left of the third base bag. So, yeah, these kids can make an impact for the Falcons, the varsity team, in the upcoming years, depending on kind of where they get brought up. You know, we saw Roper Wensky come up late and have some big hits for the Falcons in the playoffs.
Charlie Scott. And there's
Charlie Scott.
one other, I believe. Man, somebody came up late.
2-2. Pitch stays high, 3-1. So a lot of players come up, make big impacts. And again, so Roper had some phenomenal hits, but I'm sure we're going to see a lot of these players this summer.
Yeah.
See how they can contribute to the high school team.
Yeah, I feel
next
bad.
spring.
I feel bad about not being able to stream any of the JV games this year. But yeah, it's only so much time.
Yeah. I mean, you know, he can't be in more than one place at once, and obviously there's a lot of soccer games going on as well, which limits mobility. So full count pitch here coming to O'Neill. Curve ball going to be kind of beaten to the ground on the third base line. Schultz going to wait back on it, but makes the play over at first. Gets O'Neill by a step for the second out. And that'll move Lafitte up to second here.
Missing an out on my scoreboard.
Lucas Price.
So, 9-0 hitter for the Richland Gold squad, Lucas Price. He'll get his crack at Caldwell with a runner in scoring position. Caldwell goes home inside fastball. 1-0 goes the count. So Lucas Price, another UC Flora JV player. However, he was very, very solid at the lower level. 464 with a 556 on-base percentage. Offense was there for Price this past season. He watches an inside fastball get in there for a strike. So again, you see Lafitte at second and Price at the plate. Two players that could come up and make an impact. We'll see how that turns out next year. Caldwell 1-1 curveball stays outside. Goes to 2-1 here with 2 outs. So we were talking about it kind of in the break a little bit, but these two teams will play each other a couple times this season. Oh, that ball didn't hit him. It looked like it went behind him, yeah. I'm not sure how that missed Lucas Price, but Price is able to get out of the way, and now it's 3-1. Yeah. But no, the gold and the blue team, they're going to play each other a couple times this year, which is just kind of cool, in my opinion, just to kind of see these players, teammates right now. Teammates kind of off the field, but on the field, they want to win.
Yeah.
That ball can be hit hard over to second. Tough hop for Timmerman, but he's able to grab it and make the play over to first. That ball bounced up into his chest, but Timmerman able to corral it and keep it in front of him and saving a run in that fact, as Lafitte wasn't able to come home. But we're still scoreless after the top of the second. We're going to go to the bottom. So we're set to begin the bottom of the second inning. Gold team heads back out into the field as the Richland Blue squad gets to the plate. And Boyd starts at the bottom of the second off. Inside curveball, ball 1 against Jackson Botter. Botter made the varsity team late in the Blythewood year. He's a Blythewood student, but he did not able to record in that bat. And it looks like we're going to get a special guest here on the stream. Head coach,
Alex.
Chris Dorsey.
Hey, Alex, we can meet over the air. I've actually just talked to you on your on your cell phone.
Yeah, a quick ground out there from Botter. That's the first out. Second over to first. Blackwell able to throw him out, and that's one down here in the bottom of the second. But good to hear. Good to see you. Good to hear you, I guess. See you in person.
Yeah, I tell you what, this is absolutely amazing. I mean, if you look at it out there, we've got 36 kids playing, and they're all good ball players. They had opportunities to play for other teams, and they chose the 2-1-5. So I'm real thankful that they did that. This is a special night personally that we've been able to pull this off, and it's taken a lot of hard work and a lot of community support, a lot of people behind the scenes. Definite Fiction is, there's not a bigger fan than Big Red Box and Chris Dorsey than there is a Definite Fiction. So, this kid pitching right here, I'll tell you a little about him, give you a little rundown because you probably don't know these players too good. I went out to a Ridgeview game, and he's 14 years old.
Shot in the left field, going back is Price. That
Foul.
ball just.
So this kid, Roland Boyd, was out. I mean, competing and wasn't scared. He was playing against this monstrous Lugoff Elgin team. With they were really picked to win the state championship. They just didn't. Mm-hmm. And he's I was sitting there. I go, how old is that kid? He looked like he should have been on the JV team. And
yeah.
But his body language was incredible. I saw a lot of good stuff with him. I think the kid's 14 years old, and once he gets some size and just physicality and just, matures, he's going to be really good.
Yeah, Tank Bennett there able to line one into left field. Ball can get away from Price, and Bennett takes the hard turn at first. When that ball can get over the second baseman in the right field, Bennett on his horse over to second. Superman sliding into second. Tank Bennett with a single that turns into a double. That's the first hit for either side here in this inter-squad game right here.
If you don't like Tank Bennett, you don't like ice cream. I was watching Dreer's games, and I just fell in love with that Dreer team this year. They just played so together on the field, and they were scrappers. And I'm looking at this guy behind the plate. They just competed every time. Just loves to play the game of baseball. Tank Bennett is everything we want in our program, and we're happy to have him. He just loves to play.
I've heard good things about most of these players. Obviously, being limited here in the Midlands, I haven't really seen it as much. But I was telling Jeff earlier, this is kind of a preview for next year. We get to see all these like Midlands players come out and kind of see what they're going to bring to the table next season as well as this summer.
Absolutely. There's some this is 36 players, and they're all good players. I mean, this isn't like a team we just put together. If you can't play, you're not going to be on this team. So we want to make it a status symbol to play for us. So we're not, we just don't take anybody. We take good players.
I mean, as much as I talk about my experience, I couldn't play on this team. I played a tad of high school experience. I say it a little here and there, but there's no chance I could play with these guys. They're all really solid, and a lot of these guys are young too.
Yeah, we have a couple guys that are rising seniors out there that I didn't feel like that they would have a lot of playing time on the senior team, but they're really good players.
And that was a beautiful pickoff move from Boyd. Just getting back in was the pitch runner, Adger Johnson, as well.
It's funny. Roland Boyd reminds me of an ex-major league player back in the day, Oil Can Boyd. Maybe we can get his name. Maybe we can call him Oil Can.
Oil Can?
You remember Oil Can Boyd, or are you too young to remember him?
I'm too young.
Okay.
I'm only 21.
Well, Google him, okay? When you get home, Google Oil Can Boyd. He's a lot like him. He was real tall and skinny.
Okay.
And he looks like him, kind of wiry. I'm telling you, Roland Boyd, when his senior year, you're not going to recognize this guy. He's going to be throwing the ball.
He's already. I mean, he's had a solid day so far. That one hit kind of really, just unfortunate. He's bounced the ball, and what kind of limits him in a way. I talked about him a little in the first. The walk ratio just not where it needs to be right now is control. He hits or misses, but 22 strikeouts in 16 innings is no minor feat in the slightest.
Who do we have up to bat right now?
This is Micah Ott, who just drove, not a 4-pitch walk. Umpire calls him back into the box with a strike.
Micah Ott's from Ben Lippen.
Yep.
I've heard really good. We reached out to him, and I've just heard he was just a hard-nosed player, so we're glad to have him as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of Ben Lippen players over here, and one pitch, the gentleman walk, I guess, the gentleman sweep you ever heard, gentleman walk, 5-pitch walk for Ott, and that's it. Threatening here in the second, the blue team.
Owen Timmerman, a kid that played at Dreer this year as a sophomore, but he'll be there. Dreer's going to look at him as in the middle infield next year. He'll be starting, no doubt about it. He's a good player.
He's very solid, and again, you're hearing the head coach talk about these players, rave about they're going to. This is going to be a very. This team's going to have a lot of players that are going to play well, a lot of potential, a lot of talent here in the field as we're going to see the time. They're going to come talk to Boyd, who's not able to find the zone after that ball that Tank kind of hit, kind of lined into left, hit hard, trying to get him out of his own head. Young, first Legion game, first game of the year. We have to pause it real quick to go to break as well.
Well, good talking to you. I just wanted to come say hello, and I'm looking forward to listening to your broadcast, and good luck on your career.
Thank you.
I know this is what you want to do, and if you become famous one day, we can say you started at AC Flora and the 215.
100%. I'll definitely
right,
keep y'all in mind. So that was the head coach of the senior team for the 215, and kind of you saw at the beginning of the broadcast, kind of the organizer of this whole, the Richland 215 post, Chris Dorsey. Yeah. Got the call from him about a little less than a month ago saying, I want you to call our games. That's why I'm still in Columbia this summer, looking forward to it. And, talked about Roland Boyd, the 14-year-old. There's a strike finally able to find the zone here against Timmerman. And, you can listen to Dorsey just talk. He's going to rave about all these players.
Yeah.
This is no lack of talent on this field. Will be on this field at any time, especially right now. I know they're not the senior team, but still going to be very prominent players in the high school leagues for the years to come, as Boyd has now founded a second pitch fastball in there for a strike.
Yeah, Owen the batter, he's one of those kids that could play pretty much anything
And
younger.
fortunately, though, he watches that curveball catch the outer part of the zone. Strike 3 looking. And Boyd has a path out of this inning after back-to-back base runners. Would love to get out of it here against Thatcher Bauman. Bauman, a late addition to the team, the great collegiate athlete here. Only had 5 registered at-bats this season, but a .429 on-base percentage and a phenomenal play from O'Neal behind the dish. Able to pick that ball. He tried to slide over, but he picks it in the backhand. And Cedric O'Neal able to kind of save a base for his pitcher. So now Boyd is behind 1-0, but he finds the zone, off speed, outside, strike 1 against Thatcher Bauman. So Boyd trying to work out of this inning. He left 1 at third last inning, now looking to leave 2 here. That ball can be slapped over to second, waiting back on its Caleb Blackwell. He flips to second for the 3rd out. Lafitte with the cover, and he leaves 2 stranded, as I just said. Now he's left 1 at third, left 2 at first and second, and the the blue offense not able to find it, and we're going to go to the 3rd inning, still scoreless.
All right, we're back.
So we are back here to begin the 3rd inning. New pitcher on the mound for your Richland Blue defense. That's Porter Rummel, a Blythewood student. He will take on Andrew Blackwell in the first at-bat in the 3rd inning. Rummel's going to wheel, deal, throw home, catch dirt, ball 1. That's how the 3rd inning begins. So Blackwell led off the game in the summer for both sides with a strikeout looking against Caldwell. Sure, he's not complaining. It looks like Caldwell's over there at short. We'll get a lineup here in a second as the 1-0 pitch, picking up dirt again. So 2-0 goes.
Yeah, so Chris Dorsey, he's been a really big supporter of my Definite Fiction streams. He actually joined me one time on the mic. It was for the home run derby before the Forest Acres Classic last year.
Ah,
I tried to get him to join me for some of the Hammond games, but yeah, he can't. He has to pace around and stuff.
He's one of those people that can't sit still.
He can't sit still and watch that. Yeah.
So Blackwell draws a 4-pitch walk here to break Porter Rummel into the game, and that'll bring back up Caleb Blackwell, his brother, second baseman, who drew a walk also back in the first. Yeah, my dad's like one of those. You know, some people can sit still for hours, and then some have to be doing something at all times to be okay. So Rummel finally finding that strike zone. Big overarching curveball to Caleb Blackwell.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why I've been streaming, filming and stuff, because I can't just sit and watch a game.
Usually I can't either, but another looked like a fastball there from Rummel. Now 0-2 goes, but usually I can't sit still, but I can. I just can't pay attention. Attention span short. I'm one of these kids that has no attention span. Rummel 0-2. That curveball goes into the dirt, but Tank Bennett behind the plate able to kind of keep it in.
I missed updating what's this pitcher at? Number of pitches.
I think.
Didn't he just started in this inning?
Yeah. Swinging strike 3 against Caleb Blackwell. That's how Porter Rummel gets his first out. I want to say.
So it's 4 to him and.
4 to the first. I think he's at. That was his 8th pitch.
Yep. All right.
I'm pretty sure it was a 4-pitch walk.
Yep.
So, Ryland Knudsen, the third baseman, will get his crack. A hard, long fly out back in the first to left field. That overarching curveball sweeping from really high to kind of more eye level. Unable to find the zone, though, was outside. And there is action in the bullpen for the Richland Gold team. That ball looked to be inside low.
How many outs are there?
1.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because
they have 2 on the
the first batter is now he's going to go. Snap throw from Tank down to second. Snap throw is in time for the second out of the inning. Now there's 2 outs. Great throw by Tank. Blackwell got a good jump. But Tank Bennett, maybe that's why they call him the Tank, absolute cannon down to second. So, that's the second out of the inning. But now retention going to focus back in on Ryland Knudsen as he watches a curveball find the zone. So it's 1-1. But no, there's so much sweeping motion on Rummel's curveball. That ball really starts high and then kind of breaks low and away. And no, it was 3-1, excuse me. I guess I was off on a couple pitches. They called 2 balls. I didn't see. Either way, walk to Knudsen. And now a 2-out base runner here for Rummel. And it'll bring up Grayson Thornton. So Thornton put one in the left field back in the first for the only hit for the Gold offense. He watches that fastball in there, inner half, strike 1. You know, big day for sports. You got a big Game 7 in basketball, NBA playoffs. Celtics trying to be the first team to ever come back from a 3-0 deficit in basketball, which would be kind of poetic considering the only team to ever do it in sports is the Boston Red Sox. But, you know, but the action that matters is obviously in front of us.
That's right.
No, what I was saying is a big Memorial Day of sports. You know, it's a beautiful day, beautiful way to start the summer, really, for these high school kids. Are they out of school?
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone is now.
Okay, because I know my up in Greenville County, they're not quite out of school yet.
The private schools actually, there might be a few more days because the graduation was for Hammond at least was on Saturday. I assume Ben Lippin's about the same.
Okay.
And Carl Newman as well. The seniors are done.
Yeah.
There might be a few more days for the schools.
Gotcha. 2-2, 2 outs here. Thornton lining one now into right center for a base hit. But not far enough away for Knudsen to go farther than second. A 2-out single there for Thornton. And he has 2 hits on the day against 2 different pitchers.
Batting for Richland Gold is the right fielder, Matt Andrews.
So Matt Andrews looking to try to bring that runner from second home, Knudsen. And again, these 3 Cardinal Newman players, you know, all know each other probably really well. As Andrews beats one to the ground, foul. Tank trying to take advantage, but unable to. Andrews the most experienced player of the 3, so maybe that experience and that in-game experience can really kind of will his team take an early lead here. Off speed high, ball 1 though. Andrews had 10 RBIs this past season. He did unfortunately leave 2 stranded back in the first though. Trying not to do it again here in the third. Ripped down the third base line, but foul. Right at Tucker Harwell over at first. The Ben Lippen player. As that ball's not going to go into play. And I don't have to bring out, look to be Adger Johnson onto the field so he can come corral and take it off. But count now will go to 1-2. Rummel trying to find his way out of trouble here in the third. Curveball. Beat down the first base line. That's going to stay fair right over the bag. Peel steps on it for the 3rd out. And Porter Rummel able to survive and advance. Leaves 2 stranded. And he takes a strikeout with them. We're still scoreless going to the bottom of the 3rd.
Third for Richland Blue is the 3rd baseman, Paul Choate.
So, AC Flora JV player Paul Choate will lead it off here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Choate got the first hit of the game with a single, but he was ultimately left stranded over at 3rd. Now looking to try to come home and score the first run of the game. Needs to get on base to do that first.
And facing a Flora pitcher.
Facing the Flora pitcher. Took the words out of my mouth as he's facing Spence West, who's coming to the game now for the Richland 215 Gold team. Spence West curveball. He's ahead of his teammate up to 0-2. Roland Boyd able to put 2 scoreless innings up after getting into trouble back in the second. And now Spence West, 3 pitches. That curveball beautifully broke low. Strike 3 swinging. And Choate goes down for the first out of the inning. 3 pitches, 3 strikes for Spence West. Now, Breon Earl, the shortstop for the blue team, steps in as Spence throws his first ball of the evening, low and away, 0-1.
Immaculate inning ruined.
Yeah, he had his opportunity, he had his chance, and he blew it.
3 out of 9 pitches there. So.
Yeah, geez. That one, though, it worked, yeah. Got Earl to offer at the outside fastball for strike 1. So West, even to the count at 1s, comes home just outside. Spence West couldn't get the zone. 2-1 it goes. So West coming home. Looked to be down the right field line. Andrews going over, but that ball's going to find the fence, foul grounds. Spence West, I talked about him when he was at the plate, but he had a 1.31 ERA in the JV team this past year. Very solid on the mound. Honestly, a little surprised we didn't see him come up in for the varsity squad toward the end of the year.
Yeah. I'm not sure why you didn't.
No, I mean, I was just. I mean, there's no reason. I mean, we don't know reason why. Maybe just.
I guess Sam was the only freshman. Sam McCutcheon.
Yeah. Oh, Sam McCutcheon. Yeah. Now full count here. Earl watches it outside, and that's a walk for Breon Earl. 1 out base runner here for the 215 Blue squad. That'll bring up Miller Peel. Again, y'all saw him back in the Forest Acres Classic. I did not see Miller Peel in the Forest Acres Classic.
Yeah, he pitched really well. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, he pitched on the Monday and threw, I don't know, like 45, 46 pitches, somewhere in there. But
a runner goes, pitch outside, ball. That ball's going to go into center field. And Earl almost trying to go to third, but that ball quickly taken in by Andrew Blackwell in center. Keep Earl at second, but it's a stolen base. Anyways, sorry.
But yeah, so you can he was under the limit for being able to come back and with 1 day rest or whatever.
Yeah.
To come back 2 days later. But then 2 days later he threw like 100 pitches.
Jeez. Yeah. So excuse me, that first pitch was a strike, and then that second pitch that Spence just threw another strike. So Peel is behind 0-2 against the JV Flora pitcher. Spence West checks him back at second. Now goes home. Curveball outside. 1-2.
With that, yeah, the Dreer coach likes to throw his pitchers a lot of pitches. I want to say, was it Nolan Cook is one of the guys on the senior team?
Oh, swinging strike 3. Nice curveball there from West. Kind of made him reach for it. I'm not sure. I've not actually looked over the senior team as much as I would have hoped at this point. But 2 down via the strikeout. I'll put up the 4-hole hitter for the blue squad. Number 9, the pitcher, Porter Rummel. Rummel watches that one low. 1-0. Spence West keeping a close eye on Earl at second, but he'll come home in there, right down Broadway. Strike 1. So Rummel came into the top half of the inning, pitching around trouble. Now he's looking to do some damage at the plate. Earl goes from second, pitch in there, strike, down to third. Earl with the speed gets in there safely And now there's a runner at third with 2 down and a 1-2 count here against Rummel. Earl got a great jump off of second. West didn't check over as much as he probably wanted to there and allowing Earl to get the jump. Now the 1-2 coming home. Curveball outside, 2-2. Earl showing you what he can do, that speed that could be made known this summer to around the league. 2-2 goes low, ball 3. Fill him up for Rummel. We'll see Earl how many times Earl takes off over the summer. But right now it's on Rummel to get him home. 3-2 pitch on the way. Swinging strike 3. Spence West strikes out the side and leaves another runner at third for this 2-1-5 Blue offense. We're scoreless after 3 innings. We're ahead to the top of the 4th with a Gold offense looking to try to break through this scoreless game. So, Spence West.
No longer designated.
No longer designated hitting. You may have heard he's the pitcher for the 2-1-5 Gold. Gold team. Getting that right. As he first pitch lines it into center, base hit. Rummel for the second straight inning gives off a leadoff base runner. This time via the single.
Did you look at the trim of the jerseys when you were like, yeah, gold?
So, I think it was this after second inning. I think I was struggling to get the word. I think it was blue out of my mouth, and I'm like, there's just no difference. Like they both have blue in their team. There's just a little gold trimming around the darker blue.
Yeah.
So it'll be a lot easier when they're not playing each other for me. I'm hoping. Either way, first pitch in there from Rummel, strike, fastball outside corner. But yeah, they're both just different shades of blue. So
yeah,
obviously the first time seeing these uniforms, which is just unfortunate for me, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I guess when they're not playing each other, you can just call them the 2-1-5.
The 2-1-5. That ball is skied over to first. Now the second baseman, Timmerman, going to take charge and get under that one for the first out. So now there's a first out of the inning. That was Lafitte, unable to find the ground for a base hit. Now Cedric O'Neill, catcher, steps into the dish. O'Neill grounded out to third, back in the second. Now he lines one in the left field, unable to catch up to that one. That was over his head. Spence West on his horse. He's going to touch third and around it. Going home. Relay throw. Going to go to third. Not home. Spence West comes all the way around from first. And Cedric O'Neal finally breaks through this game for the first run as a RBI double over the left fielder Ott's head. So Rummel flirted with some danger last inning. This time gets caught in it as O'Neal shoots one to left field for the first run, and now he's on second with a massive lead against Lucas Price, who lets that one stay inside 1-0.
I used to be coworkers with Lucas's mom.
I get it. You know everybody here.
And wait. I guess a little free advertisement.
Before you can say that, ball is
hit.
drilled right in the center, but right at Botter for the second out.
So Lucas's dad owns Mill Pond Steakhouse out in Belkin, just this side of Camden, south of Camden, I guess. It's a really good, nice, fancy steakhouse. So if you need to go to fancy steakhouse,
I say, Mom, if you're listening, Mr. Price, I'd love some steak.
yeah. Oh, he's over here somewhere.
Well, this is a new hitter here for the Gold offense. It's going to be Alvin Murray at the dish. First cracks now, and he slices that one foul, even in the count at ones against Porter Rummel. Well, sure he can maybe listen on the back end of this stream.
Yeah.
I was just saying every stream, just to kind of top it off. So Rummel trying to limit the damage to one run. He has 2 outs here, but the top of the order is up, and that ball sliced over to third, picked up by Choate, and he'll fire it to first for the third out. But Cedric O'Neal breaks the scoreless tie, puts one into left field over Ott, and Spence West comes all the way around from first to give the Gold offense and the Gold team a 1-0 lead. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. And we're back. 2-1-5 Gold squad put one up in the top of the fourth. Now we're going to head to the bottom where Jackson Botter, the center fielder, try to get things going here on the counterattack for the 2-1-5 Blues offense. Botter grounded over to second, and Caleb Blackwell last at bat. This at bat, first pitch into the dirt, ball 1. And Spence West looking to replicate the success of his last inning. 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. That ball's now going to be tapped over to first, and that ball gets by Thornton. Tried to get down to the knee on it, but couldn't get in front of it. He when you get down on the knee, you kind of got and stay in front of it. But instead, Thornton kind of turned his body, allowed that ball to squirt into right field for an error. And now a lead-off base runner here for the 2-1-5 blue squad. And that'll bring up, looks to be, actually, that's not Tank Bennett. I'm not sure who that is right now. Low, ball 1. Looks to be number 21 here for the blue squad. If I can find the number, that'd be phenomenal. Maybe that's 24, which would be G.T. Oliver. Runner goes at first. Pitch in there, strike. Not even trying for a throw, and a phenomenal jump for Botter. He steals second without a throw. So currently trying to figure out who that is. Now it's a 1-1 count here. West lined over to left field. Base hit. Coming around third's Botter. Throw on a line, but brings the catcher up the line. O'Neal not able to apply the tag. And it was Legs. That was who it was who just lined one into left field. Or shot one into left field. And that's for the first run of the game. It's a double. RBI double. And now we are tied here at 1. That was James Lay, the Hammond player. He didn't get much action in the season for Hammond, but makes his first at-bat notable here for the 2-1-5. And now it's Micah Ott. That ball will get away from O'Neal, and will move Lay over to third. So Lay was able to drive in a run, and now Ott looking for damage. Spence West was so dominant last inning, and now he's an error and a double. And that pitch in there, curveball catching the outside portion of the zone, strike 1. So that run will be unearned after the error, but an earned run is sitting at third against Spence. That fastball just a tad outside, it seemed. Did not catch the zone, so it's 2-1 against the left fielder, Ott. Ott now watches that one just stay in there, low and away, but a strike nonetheless, 2-2. Ott was the left fielder that the ball went over the head of by O'Neal. Ott's looking to give the blue team the lead in the bottom of the fourth, but that pitch is high. Full count here coming to Ott. So after Ott, Owen Timmerman on deck, and then it'll be Thatcher Bauman, barring any changes. And Ott, though, swings through a curveball. We've seen Spence really utilize that pitch well tonight, and that'll do for the first out of the inning. So Owen Timmerman, the second baseman, he went down looking back in the second, but that was to Roland Boyd. Spence West, that is going to be skied behind the bag at second. Coming up is Lafitte, and he'll actually bring up to the infield grass to make the play. But 2 down nonetheless. And after 2 quick base runners for the Gold offense, they've kind of stalled out here. Not the Gold, the Blue. The Gold team relinquished their lead almost as quickly as they got it. But there's now 2 down for Thatcher Bauman, the right fielder. Bauman, fastball in there, lower outside portion and away. So 0-1 goes Spence West. Looking to try to limit this damage to 1 and leave 1 stranded at third. Pitch high, ball 1. But after 3 scoreless innings, the offense is coming alive in the 4th inning for both sides. 2 doubles. And Thatcher Bauman trying to add to that collection as he watches that one high. 2-1 now for Bauman against Spence West. Spence 2-1. Looking to battle back here. Fastball in there. Outside portion. Outer third, strike 2, 2-2, 2 outs. Runner at third. Spence battling here. 2-2 pitch, curveball, but Thatcher stays on it and stays alive.
The late breaking curve.
It is a late breaking curve. You've seen actually 4 people swing through that curveball in this second go around of the order. Spence trying to get a 5th but couldn't do it. Can he get one now? Goes to the fastball, but it's low. And that ball's going to get away. Runner going to come home, and that's going to score without a throw. The error from O'Neal behind the plate on the throwback. It got away from Spence West, and James Lay comes home on it. Gives him a 2-1 lead. Now 3-2 pitch, low and away, ball 4. So a 2-out walk from Spence West will bring up the top of the order. So Paul Choate, he will try to extend this inning here for the 2-1-5 blue team. Spence West was rolling back in the 3rd. 4 pitches, 4 batters, 3 strikeouts. Then after an error and a double, the game tied, but then he got 2 quick outs after that. Now he's surrendered a 2-out walk after the lead was relinquished from 2 errors. Both those runs are unearned from the errors, and now Choate looking to try to get an earned run off of him. So 1-0 the count against the Flora JV player, and that late breaking curveball finding the zone 1-1. It breaks so late, and even his teammates can't really react to it. Insane. As I'm calm as a button. Runner goes at first, pitch low. Going to be away, ball 2. And Thatcher Bergman, or I think, yeah, Boffman? I think Boffman. Boffman steals second. Now 2-1 coming in, strike 2. Nice pitch there. This time Spence West stepped off to receive the ball. Looked like the first time on the missed throw, he kind of just stood there and let it hit off his glove. Nonetheless, 2-2 with 2 outs. Runner at second. Paul Choate at the plate. Pitch comes in, runner goes. Throw to third in time. Yes, it is. Out 3. Boffman trying to take one more bag. O'Neal says, not on my watch, and throws him out at third to get out of the inning. But 2 runs come across off of errors. And after surrendering, giving up the first run of the game in the top of the 4th, blue team fires back and scores 2. We'll see if the gold team can respond when we come back.
baseman Caleb Blackwell.
So Caleb Blackwell lead off the 5th inning for the 2-1-5 Gold team against the new pitcher G.T. Oliver from Cardinal Newman. First pitch in there. Welcome to the game, Oliver. Strike one. Also staying in the game is James Lay. He's replacing Tank Bennett behind the plate. And he'll be catching Oliver here. Able to keep that one from going to the backstop as it was out in the other batter's box. As the righty Blackwell watches it go, 1-1. Blackwell reached base back in the first with a walk, but he struck out in the third. And he watches that one low, bouncing to the backstop, 2-1 now for the Gold team, looking to try to bounce back. Got that lead so quickly with the Cedric O'Neal double, but then gave it up just as quickly from errors in the field in the bottom of the 4th. And G.T. Oliver, now after the first pitch strike, can't find the zone here. It's 3-1. Caleb Blackwell trying to draw another walk, and he does. Pitch almost hits him on the knee, and he steps out of the way and takes his base for the second leadoff base runner here for the Gold team tonight. So Rylan Knutson gets his dues up. Reached base off a walk back in the third, and a hard fly out over in the first. And he watches that pitch away, 1-0. And right now, Oliver struggling to find the zone. That's 5 straight balls, excuse me. Really need to settle down here as Oliver does not want to relinquish a lead they just got. Throws it over to first to keep the runner close. But Blackwell able to slide back in without too much of a hassle. Blackwell has a pretty basic lead, but he's going to go on the pitch. Great jump, that curveball in the dirt, and Blackwell will take second without a throw. A lot of stolen bases here tonight, being very aggressive on the base pass are both sides. Just there you saw Blackwell take second. Now the runner in scoring position for Knudsen, who watches that curveball get in there for a strike. Knudsen to turn away from it, but that curve just breaking over the plate. Now Knudsen ahead 2-1, but Oliver trying to find that zone. Comes home, curveball, there it is again. So nice, he did it twice. Curveball over the zone. Starts inside on the right-handed hitter, but then goes over the plate. Count is 2-2. Now the pitch.
Oh, man.
That one, so nice, he did it thrice. 3 straight curveballs, 3 straight strikes on Knudsen for the first out of the inning. And the 4th strikeout of the night for the Gold team. So, Grayson Thornton will try his hand. He's actually 2 for 2 with 2 singles tonight. Very dangerous at the plate. And Oliver aware of that as he throws the first pitch. Fastball low, not giving him a chance to take that one anywhere. And now holding him at second, but Blackwell takes off. Throw down to third, not in time. Blackwell able to get in standing. And that throw from Lay was low, but he did it on his knees.
Yeah, catcher got it out quick. The
It was.
runner was already halfway on before the ball left the pitcher's hand.
Yeah, it looked like both Earl and Timmerman were giving Blackwell trouble at second.
All right, we'll be right back. Okay, here we go.
So after a quick mound visit, we're back. You know, a couple innings ago, we saw Earl do the same thing Blackwell did, steal second and third. Now Oliver needs to work the batter at home, and he finally finds his own outside changeup against Grayson Thornton. 2-1 with 1 out for Oliver. You know, and as I was saying before we went to break, you know, the middle infield was keeping Blackwell, trying to keep him close. That ball over to short. No plate to plate. Earl's got to go to first. Low throw. Peel able to keep it, but they tie the game up off of a ground out. Thornton, first time he doesn't get a hit this game, but first RBI for him of the summer as he'll take an RBI 6-3 ground out for the second out. So Matt Andrews now comes up with no one on and 2 out here against Oliver. And Oliver greets him, the first lefty he sees tonight, with a curveball in there for a strike. So those 2 steals for Blackwell coming in massively for the Golds team. And Oliver keeps that one outside. It's 1-1 against Matt Andrews, who is 0 for 2 tonight. Andrews looking for his first hit of the summer. Third pitch of the at-bat, low and away. Ball 2. So, looks to be a little back and forth game we got going here. Offense started to pick up last inning. It's carrying over to this one. 1-1 outside. No, I think that was actually it was actually 2-1s. Now it's 3-1, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because I already had, yeah.
Scoreboard's a little off in the at Falcon Field here at the stadium, but it's a 3-1 count against Andrews, and he grounds one foul down the first base line. So, Field trying to encourage the pitcher, GT Oliver, trying to help him get out of the inning. Already allowed 1 run to come across. Doesn't want another. 2-2 pitch. Going to be taken over to second. Timmerman got it. Over to first. 3 down in the inning. But not before the Gold team was able to tie it up. A ground out from Grayson Thornton does the job after Blackwell steals second and third. So, where it's 2-2 going to the bottom of the 5th. Well, we're back in the bottom of the 5th inning. Not sure who the pitcher is. We're kind of having a debate right now.
What did it say on? It
says Alvin Murray on Game Changer.
Oh, really?
I thought the number I had was Andrew Blackwell. Either way, we're going to treat this as Alvin Murray, even if it's not. I have no idea if it is or not. Unfortunately, that's actually probably can check the roster here in a second. Either way, Choate at the plate ahead. 2-0 before he skies it to center. Now that, I think, is Price in center. He'll make the play. Out 1. So Price is in center, Andrews in right, and Spence West goes to left after being relieved on the mound. I'm quickly gonna go to my lineup here and try to figure out who it is. Number 5 is Andrew Blackwell from Blythewood. So yeah, Blackwell on the mound, not Alvin Murray. Awesome. Either way, that was 1 out here against now the 2-hole hitter, Breen Earl. Stole his way all to third back in the 3rd inning, but was left stranded there. That ball now is bouncing in. It's 2-0 against Earl.
I'm pretty sure Alvin Murray's black, so that's why I was pretty sure that it was.
Well, yeah, no, they just have wrong game changer. So I was like, what? So I was like, I'm pretty sure number 5 is Andrew Blackwell, but
okay.
yeah, they just did it wrong in game changer. Is what it is.
Yeah, stick with your instincts.
About to say all's right in the world. So 1-1 goes the count against a 2-hole hitter, Breen Earl. Earl watches that curveball stay around his eyes. It's 2-1. Earl reached base on the walk in the 3rd, but he struck out back in the 1st. And you see Blackwell unable to find it. No, apparently I was right. Apparently it was 2, and I didn't see the hand. Either way, that's a walk for Earl in his 2nd walk of the game. I'm getting all my players and pitches mixed up right now.
Yeah, you're not the only one. I am too. All right.
I guess we're a little rusty. You know, it's been a couple weeks since Falcons had their season ended here.
Yeah, I know this is Miller Peel.
Yeah, this is Miller Peel, and I do know he's 0 for 2 tonight. And I know Breen Earl has 2 steals, but it doesn't matter if Peel fouls one back. It's now 0-1 for Blackwell. Blackwell has to be careful against Earl. Spence had the trouble with him in the 3rd, but he was able to strike the side out, so it didn't matter. We'll see if Earl takes off here soon. Right now he's getting a pretty basic lead as he now increases it a little bit, and he's going to go on the 2nd pitch. Ball gets the backstop in low. Earl going to round 2nd, trying for 3rd. Throw down to 3rd, not in time. And the wild pitch allows Earl to take 3rd. His speed is incredible.
Yeah, on that one, I went ahead and framed it up so you could see him break while the pitcher was dealing.
Insane. All the way from 1st to 3rd on a pitch that got to the backstop, and that ball wasn't gone for long. Either way, 1-1 to Miller Peel. And then it's going to be low, 2-1. Blackwell in some trouble here in the 5th. Offense for both sides has really started to come alive here. So 2-1 it goes, low and away, ball 3. And the path to first for Peel opens up. It's 3-1 against Blackwell. Blackwell trying to keep this game deadlocked at 2. Peel trying to open it up. 3-1 pitch. Blasted over to right field. Andrews coming back, then coming in, makes the play on the line. Throw not going to be in time. And a sacrifice fly for Miller Peel and Breen Earl. Maybe the MVP of this game, depending on how it goes. Stole his way over to 3rd with a wild pitch and comes home on the sacrifice fly. It's now a 3-2 lead for the 2-1-5 blue team. And the bases are cleared here for G.T. Oliver, who replaces Porter Rummel, the pitcher. Oliver watches a strike go in first pitch. Both pitchers so far have struck out for the blue team. We'll see if Oliver joins that club. However, the tall pitcher watches that one go low. Hasn't been a low pitch for most people, but Oliver, very tall in stature, meant that first pitch went around his shin, and that second pitch went outside, so it's 2-1 now. Blackwell trying to dance around trouble. Inside again, though, 3-1 against Oliver. Looking to try to attack Blackwell here. 3-1, definitely has the green light. Pitch on its way down the line. Foul ball to the left of the third base bag. Doesn't stay fair. And now it's full count, 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Blackwell comes home quickly. Curveball overarching over GT Oliver's head. Ball 4. And GT draws a walk for a 2-out base runner on first. And here comes a quick talk on the mound for Blackwell. It's his first inning of work, but he's been in some trouble here. Has 2 walks in the inning. So Jackson Botar, the center fielder, steps in after the quick mound visit for Andrew Blackwell. But Blackwell can't find the zone again. Another ball outside. It's 1-0 here against Botter. Botter takes one high. It's now 2-0 for the lefty. Blackwell, you know, really only got into trouble once he had a base runner, and that was only because Earl was able to go all the way around off steals. But that pitch can be lined through the hole on the left side of the infield. Base knock for Botter, his first hit of the summer. That will put Oliver at second, or I think it's actually going to be a pitch runner at second. That's going to actually be Andrew Botter at second, the pitch runner for GT Oliver. And now 2 down for James Lay, the catcher. Lay had the double back just an inning ago that gave the blue team the lead. Now looking to continue it, and that ball's lined but right at Lafitte at third. And that'll be the 3rd out. Hard hit ball to short. However, Lafitte didn't have to move it all. And that's how the inning ends. But the 2-1-5 blue team takes advantage of 2 steals with a sac fly and retakes the lead. They lead it 3-2. We'll go to the 6th. So we are back, going to the top of the 6th. GT Oliver still in there on the mound. He will start the 6th inning off against the AC Flora. Spence West. First pitch, low and away, ball 1. And the music's still playing in the background.
Yeah, trying to mess up my stream.
They really are, trying to take us off the air. There we go. Nice calm day. Nice beautiful night here at AC Flora. After a little rainy weekend here and there, you know. Wasn't the best of weather.
It was chilly yesterday.
I know, it felt like honestly fall again, honestly.
Yeah.
But back up to summer temperatures today as West stays back on a curveball. Over in the hole is Earl. Long throw to first. Got him. Breon Earl making his name known for the 2-1-5 blue team over at short. Nice play. That ball looked like it was going to be an infield hit for Spence, but Breon Earl said, "Not on my watch," and guns down Spence West for the first out. So now Monty Lafitte, he'll get his crack at GT Oliver here in the 6th, and he watches that curve ball break into the zone. Strike 1. Beautiful pitch from Oliver.
Hey, Alex, do you need anything from the canteen?
I think I'll be all right. Thank
Sure?
you.
All right.
Thank you for offering. Strike 2 now against the Falcon Lafitte. He reached base on a walk back in the 2nd, but he popped over to the second baseman in the 4th. Looking try first hit. That ball poked over to first, but coming over, and Peel grabs it before it touches ground. 2 down quickly. And now Cedric O'Neal, the RBI double back in the 4th, is what he was known for tonight. He's trying to start a 2-out rally in the 6th, but GT Oliver finding that zone now after struggling with it a little earlier. That curveball beautifully breaking in the zone. It was low, but it was a strike nonetheless. 0-1 now. Shot down the first base line, but right to the first base coach, a.k.a. number 3, Tucker Hardwell. And now it's 0-2 against O'Neal. Oliver working quickly this inning, unlike last one where he took his time. Now pitch on the way. Popped into right center, shallow. Going back is Timmerman. Coming in now is both center and right fielders. But that's Botter in center to make the play.
Did he drop it?
And I'm not sure what's going on right now. What is the ruling right now? And are they going to call catchers? No, they're not going to call catchers interference.
Home plate umpire is saying he's out.
Okay.
I think what it was is he was pulling the ball out of his glove and dropped.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, after a quick converse, probably the right call. I thought it was a catch. So, 3-2 lead for the blue team. GT Oliver puts up a beaut in the 6th. We'll go to the bottom of the inning.
All right, we're back.
So we're back in the bottom of the 6th inning. See if the blue team can tack on here, get some much-needed insurance. Leading it off will be Micah Ott. Walked in the 2nd, but well, Andrew Blackwell quickly welcomes him with the first pitch fastball. Swinging strike there for Ott.
Hey, should we announce like player of the game and give him this definite fiction shirt?
If you want to.
We should, I think.
Do you just have an extra one?
Yeah, well, I got it out of my car because of the sun.
Okay.
I wanted to shield my laptop.
I'm sure.
But like, I mean, if it's here,
Sure, they're gonna treasure it forever. 0-2, low, ball 1. It's your channel.
yeah, let's do it. You gotta
I gotta
identify somebody.
pick it. Okay, I have a player in mind. I'll keep that in mind for now. 1-2, stringing strike 3. Blackwell first strike out of the game gets Ott swinging. I have a player in mind right now.
Is it the guy that flies around the bases?
As of now, yes. Considering he's the deciding run,
He's,
and
he's on blue. Yeah.
yeah, he's on Richland Blue. Yeah, it's this 2-hole hitter, Breon Earl. Excuse me. Peel and Eel is back to back. Peel and Earl is back to back is not my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Blackwell though is really finding that zone. Is he putting Timmerman right down the middle, strike 1. So Blackwell, after a rough last inning, swinging strike there from Timmerman, and it's quickly 0-2, just like it was against Ott. And it will be a pitch hitter on deck for the blue team. That's number 8, Reed Stewart. But right now, Timmerman chops up the middle. Going to be a tough play to make. Shortstop coming over. Lafitte not in time. And Timmerman beats that out for an infield single. So, Reed Stewart, the Cardinal Newman player, will get his crack at Blackwell. Blackwell moving quickly. We'll see if he slows down now with the runner on first. Timmerman, first time he's gotten on base, doesn't go. Ball shot over to third, trying to go for 2. Over to second for 1. On to first, chop, gets by the first baseman, and will go out of play. It will be Stewart taking second, but out at second is Timmerman. So, Nathan Caldwell, after starting the game on the mound for Richland Blue, he now takes over in the leadoff spot, replacing Paul Choate. So, we'll see how Blackwell deals with him. First pitch looked like a slider in the zone. Strike 1. So 0-1 here. Blackwell, runner on second, throws over, takes him off the bag. Caleb Blackwell, this is his brother on the mound, tried to pull him off the bag. However, Caleb saving his brother. Nonetheless, 0-1 coming home. Low. O'Neal able to slide in front of it behind the plate, keeping it in front. So it's 1-1. Runner stays at second. So 1-1, runner at second stays outside, ball 2. Not Timmerman, it's Reed Stewart dancing over at second right now. Both teams been aggressive, takes a very aggressive secondary lead, but Caldwell puts that one into the backstop. It's now 2-2. So, count level 2-2, 2 outs. Runner doesn't go. Caldwell weakly offers at the pitch. It's strike 3 swinging, and Blackwell gets out of trouble and dances around a runner on second in the 6th. We'll go to the 7th. Can the Richland Gold team come back? Find out coming up.
left fielder Lucas Price.
So Lucas Price gonna try to start a rally here in the 7th. He faces the Falcon Adger Johnson on the mound, who actually pitched early on this season for AC Flora, but not a lot. 2 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs. Now, first appearance here for the 2-1-5, and he starts it off fastball, outer edge of the plate, strike 1. So there's a fielding change. It looks like Caldwell is at third now, and they're playing Price very off the line on the left side of the infield, and he looks to go that way as he slices one into the backstop. Foul ball, though. So now 0-2 for Adger. And he gets a swinging strike 3, tipped into the glove, and that's the first out of the 7th. So back to the top of the order, Andrew Blackwell. Pitcher gave up the go-ahead run back in the bottom of the 5th. Now trying to make up for that here. First pitch for Johnson, low, ball 1. Blackwell had a solid inning on the mound in the 6th, though. And we'll see if that loss will go on him or it goes on someone else. Fouls that one to the ground. 1-1 goes the count. So 1-1, 1 out here in the first game of the summer. Andrew Blackwell trying to mount a 7th inning comeback for the 2-1-5's gold team. That ball weakly grounded over to Adger Johnson. He's got it, flips it over to first, low throw, but Peel has no trouble with it. 2 down.
Now batting for Richland goal is the second baseman, Caleb Blackwell.
So it all comes down to now Caleb Blackwell, his brother at second. Reach base via the walk. Couple innings ago in the 5th, and he stole his way around to third, where he came home on the ground out. But that run was quickly nullified in the bottom half of the 6th when Earl did the same thing. Now Adger Johnson trying to get him out for the last out. Greets it with a 1-0 pitch. Now going to be weakly grounded over to Earl. Earl's going to wait back. Hard throw over to first. Got him again. Breon Earl does it. Finishes this game off. And for the first game of the summer, the 2-1-5's Blue Squad takes it over the 2-1-5's Gold team. So, first game of the summer, a success for both of these teams.
Yeah, that was awesome. So we're thinking Brown Earl for the...
That's who I would give it to.
Okay.
I don't think there was a player that really kind of just stood out in a major way on either side. I think Earl was the deciding run.
Yeah, the base running was
the base running, he
huge.
had 4 steals today, some nice plays in the field, two walks, 2 big walks. He only came around to score once. The only other player I would justify giving it to is maybe James Lay, but he had
just came in at the end.
I mean, he had a double that tied the game, but
yeah.
So yeah,
Right, what number was Earl?
Earl was number 7.
7. Hey, Asa, run out there and give this to Earl. Number 7. You go.
Asa wants no part of handing that. He's number 7 on the blue side. No, he's not.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
It's number 3?
Did I put the number in wrong? Why did I put the number in wrong? What the heck is this? Jeez, this
he's
is
definitely not number 7.
No, he's not number. He's genuinely not. I was Adger Johnson who just came in.
Yeah.
I have him as number 7 on both of my sheets too. Hold up. That's why I messed up the numbers on one of theirs. Hold up. Yeah, because it says Breon Earl's number 7 here.
Good game, good hits.
It says Breon Earl's number 7 here. I feel like that's wrong.
Yeah, that's not number
7. That was what I got. Hold up. We're looking. He maybe is 2. Maybe. No, I think. It's
wait, maybe it was 2.
I'm so confused. Yeah, because the lineup I got. Hold up. There it is. He's number 2. Okay. Yeah. They had. Okay.
Like I have to back up on the stream and.
I mean, the problem is number 2 is also on my sheet, also not Breon Earl. Or is he? Maybe he is. Okay, yeah, it's number 2. They gave me the wrong number on the lineups. I just knew it was him the whole time because, I mean, there's not many players. I mean, once you got a name down, you kind of just got it down. But either way, good first game of the summer.
Yeah, that was cool. It was cool to see both of the 2 and 5 teams playing each other for our first game.
Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of both those teams here, and potentially maybe down the line if they can find a way to keep going to the playoffs. You know, these are the 17 under teams, so you're going to see a lot of these players. Maybe actually hear a lot of these names next year in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, tomorrow night is when the senior team comes out, and that'll be a really interesting team to kind of watch. And a lot of college players, I'm assuming around the state actually.
Yeah, there are going to be a lot of good teams on all the teams that we play. A lot of good players on all the teams we play.
You have to assume good old Grant Loggins going to be strutting on out there tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm assuming that's who we put out there on the first day, but that's you know, never know.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks to people watching, and thanks for joining me, Alex.
Thanks for having me. You know, we're shaking the rust off this game. I'm sure we'll try to.
Yeah, tomorrow will be amazing.
We're gonna fully back into it. It mixed me up a little bit early on that they're both just wearing blue, and I feel like the more prominent blue is the gold team. But what do I know?
Yeah. Awesome. All right. We'll see y'all later.